to factory default settings?
Yeah, when the team starts to set the pace, starts to settle down, when players come back and we have more options, more variability and more quality, also obviously things can happen. We were not the worst and now we are not outstanding. There's a lot of the things to do. We know. We just need our people to support us. Don't, as my appeal, don't let ourselves destroy ourselves. Let's be positive, let's be energetic, let's support the team. The season is very long. We know that many things happen to us. People sometimes forget what we lived recently, how many players have been out of the team. Consistency will speak for us, and consistency is what we're going to do every day, every day, every day. A lot of mistakes have been happening also, but today, yeah, bravo. The boys had a fantastic mentality. It looks easy. It was not easy. This team is probably one of the most difficult ones to play against in terms of how they attack quick. Sacrifice from our wingers, sometimes doubling outside. Beautiful match, great spirit. They understood the message. Even with 1 or 2 mistakes on the goals we suffered, still we came back. Good spirit. Well, I'm happy that we gave this match to our supporters. Let's now recover, rest, and prepare the weekend.
Coach, what was outstanding for you when you look at this game? Because there was a lot of movement that Tash also speaks about, recycling the ball, not giving up, finding that pockets of spaces, and being able to identify weaknesses.
These boys, they have quality. They just need to play with smiles. I was telling Brian for the last week, play with a smile, man. Play with a smile. Things will happen, and he made an amazing goal. Tabsa comes back, makes a goal like that. The confidence in defense gives us the freedom to go in attack. Then he's released the players because they have so much energy. And when you open a game like this against Sundowns, you can score, but you're going to suffer. But anyway, I understand Amazulu had to go back, made a beautiful game, open beautiful football. Well, bravo. Bravo for the teams, bravo for both teams. I think it was a beautiful football game indeed.
A quick comment, Bennett Mokoena.
Well, we know Bennett is a very interesting player for the future of the team and for the moment already. He can help us a lot. He's one of the, look, still Kutlwano out, Antonio out. Well, bravo. He entered very well, very, very energetic, looking forward. Exactly the energy that already was missing in the front. And of course, he connected the team. Also, Temba came very well. Well, everybody came in the pitch and made a good job. Obviously, they make me happy when they play free with smiles. Football appears, and obviously. But as I said, we were not bad, and we don't become extraordinary. There's a lot to go. Let's put the feet on the ground and make our step day by day, believing on what we do most of all. And our people, please, love these boys because they deserve.
All the best in the MTN8. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, and there we have it, the coach saying they need to play with smiles, they need to enjoy their football, and today they were able to get in the right positions. I'm now joined by the head coach of Usutu, Coach Atazwane. Coach, appreciate your time. I think let's break down the game. Let's start with the first half. What were some of the things that were missing? Because in the second half, we saw Amazulu upping the ante.
Look, I think early in the game we had managed to break them down, but Omega was not exploiting the space. Had Omega been, look at what Hannah gave us second half. So we had to make that change quick because it was like now we were sitting back. And when at some point they were there for the taking, if we were just making the right decisions in the right areas, especially in the assist zone, and create goal scoring opportunities, we could have gotten something out of it, even first half. And look, take nothing away from the 2 goals that they scored, but I believe the first one of our players needed to be close enough. You know, the player cannot wait for the ball that is in the air and then let it drop and then, you know, cut it in the air and connect. Someone was supposed to challenge, you know, especially between the 2 midfielders, defensive midfielders. So had no one there. The second goal, obviously, a stunner from a dead ball situation. But again, we defended badly. You know, for us to commit that foul as well, we defended badly. There's something that was been working for us, but we came into this game, first half, we lost it completely. You know, and we had to make those changes. And second half, we told ourselves, listen, there's nothing to hold back. You know, let's go out guns blazing. You know, if we lose, we lose, but let's start trying. And we got a goal. Just when we thought we were back in the game, and then we concede like that again. You know, could have done better. Then the fourth one, and then we managed to get the second goal. So this is one game. If you look at the goals that we conceded, not that we didn't have defenders there. We had defenders there, but we just did not defend better.
Certainly, and there were a couple of mistakes. Coach, there was a moment in that second half where there was a lot of commotion, there was a lot of chaos. You looked to your bench and you said, what is happening? Because the turnovers were quite quick and both teams were really going for it.
Yeah, look, we had a lot of dead ball situation. We couldn't capitalize on that, and we, you know, at that moment, I think we had them. You know, they couldn't come out. But obviously, once you allow them to gain momentum again, and that was the time we needed to get a second goal. And we had moments where we could have just for one forward pass and connect with the runner, and then could have even gotten a 2-2 before we considered the third one. You know, so yeah, it's one of those things. But today we were beaten by the quality of Sundowns, waiting for the right moment, knowing where to play, how to play, supporting each other. At some point, you know, our energy levels dropped, and once your energy levels are depleted, more especially to the key players, and then obviously we look at the bench, look at the players that can come in, make positive, positive impact. But it might be maybe it was a little too late, but they didn't give us anything in terms of, you know, penetrating Sundowns, the energy that we needed, and we ended up now relying on Ngwenya, knowing Ngwenya now he was already cramping, you know. So Tapelo could have given us something, but also he's coming from an injury, so it was a bit flat. And as well.
Hard luck today, Coach. Thank you so much.
No, that's nature of football. That's nature of
to the capital city of South Africa, out in Tshwane. They say Tshwane Ratswana, but there was a difference between Mamelodi Sundowns and Amazulu tonight, and it was a 7-goal thriller. And of those 5 goals that Mamelodi Sundowns scored, the first one, what a beauty, what a goal, Amanda. And of course, that was Brian Leon, his first so far this season, but he made sure to get that wonderful goal for Mamelodi Sundowns. And then, of course, we added a bit more to those goals for Mamelodi Sundowns.
I love the we added. It's amazing. But yeah, it's top notch. It's the quality, it's quality of the goals. And I think Mamelodi Sundowns just proved that they are just, you know, a level above, you know, the rest. This is quality. They are in a class of their own. And this is what you need, a statement to show that there is an intention. You have your world-class players like and I think this was quite personal after his injury. So to come back and announce himself like this certainly proves a lot of confidence within the team.
And we did speak about Mamelodi Sundowns needing to announce themselves, especially after the exit from, of course, the semi-final first leg lost to Golden Arrows. So they needed this 8 changes before the match, and those changes were so important. But then they come back in the second half, and they don't stop. But then, of course, you've got Ngwenya Ngwenya, who also managed to add on to that tally, and his own personal tally for Amazulu this time around.
Yeah, we did speak about Ngwenya at the top of the show, just how influential he is for that Amazulu team in front of goal. He's a box player, and he looks for those chances. You know, you can see this is a typical striker's goal. He goes into the area, so anything can happen because he finds himself in and around the box. And if he continues doing this, I think he'll become a menace for a lot of defenders because he physically is there. Aerially also he can compete, and you can see that he's got a good eye for goal also.
Good eye for goal, netted that 6 minutes into that second half. But then Tashi Matthews always going to be bothering, and finally he also gets onto the score sheet.
And it's important for Matthews, I think, where conversion rate is concerned, that he gets on the scoring sheet. There's no creative player I know at Mamelodi Sundowns who is just as involved in terms of goal involvements, assists as well, but doesn't really get to double figures where goals are concerned. So having him as part of the goal scorers, I think this is a good challenge for him personally as an individual, but also just to assist where the likes of Leon, if there's tightly contested games, they are the ones that can actually break the deadlock.
We call it a commentator's curse, but that's exactly what happened up next. Tashi Matthews assisting for Brian Leon as Leon completes his brace.
Yeah, and I think just that understanding between the two of them, actually the front three, I mean, you look at the technique and also just making sure that instead of being selfish in this instance. You miss the first one. You actually realize that your striking partner has got a better chance to actually convert this, because he could have attempted it, but he then says, no, let me feed it to Leon, who puts this one in the back of the net.
And I think it's really wonderful to see exactly, you spoke about Tashi Matthews, where he needs to get to those double figures and he's always going to provide an assist, and he made sure to be there at the right moment and provide that assist, and again provided another assist in this game. So it really was a good parry for Tashi Matthews and the likes of Brian Leon today.
Yeah, and I think they have to work on those sort of combinations and the fluidity or the cohesion. I mean, Peter Shalulile is gone, and maybe that's a striker that they were used to. Now finding Leon, the technical ability that he has as well, just the ball at foot, I think there's good combinations working there.
Ingwenya in, the direct translation. Uthando lwenkosi. Uthando lwenkosi Ingwenya, because he then, of course, completed his brace in this encounter and, of course, added to his tally to make him so far the one to watch this season after 4 games.
Yeah, I think if anything about the Sundowns team, it's how they concede goals, you know, and I think if they don't fix this, they might lose crucial games because of mistakes like this, because, I mean, who do you blame in that instance? Because Ronan leaves his line, his defense is still chasing the ball, and still he doesn't win it, you know, and they get to concede. And I'm saying this because for a team that has got such higher probability of scoring, their Achilles heel has always been them letting in such silly goals, and I think that's one area that they really need to fix.
I guess maybe a positive is that they didn't concede via set piece, which I think the coach has always just been crying about Mamelodi Sundowns, that the Achilles heel has also been set pieces. So maybe there's a little bit of improvement, but I totally agree with you, Jimmy. Score 5 goals and then keep a clean sheet.
Clean sheet, goal difference.
Especially when you go back to the nightmare of last season and those differences, they come into play. But then, of course, Mamelodi Sundowns made sure to make it a 7-goal thriller, like we said at Loftus Versfeld. And it was from Mokoena this time around, not Tebogo, but Bennett.
No. The Mokoena has really come into the Sundowns team and taken up every opportunity that he has been given to him. A typical number 8 for me, who plays in and around the box, has got a good eye for goal. Also the technique there, you can see that instead of going for power, he looks for placing this ball. And yeah, I think even against Aros, he had a good game. You know, I think he was just sacrificed in the second half. But I think overall, he's growing in leaps and bounds, and I think he's one for the future for the Sundowns team.
100%. And I think that's why also when we look at the goals from this game between Mamelodi Sundowns and Amazulu, and I asked, what does Ngwenya mean? Because you realize that, yes, we're only on 4 games, but he has been racking up those goals. When you look at the top goal scorers charts of the Betway Premiership so far this season, he's right on those charts. Yeah,
he's right on those charts. And there's no better way of highlighting that the league has started.
Yeah.
Jimmy was talking about, which you can't be talking about. I think the league has started, whether you are behind on points. If you fall behind and you don't get the necessary points, that's how you remain behind. So your Krugers need to start getting points. Your Marumas need to start getting points.
No, Marinda, I got a mos. I get la pez.
So you're poach.
No, la pez.
Okay, if you're talking about signing, I mean, we're talking and looking at Tanolonko Ngwenya, Victor Letsoalo on 4, Brian on 3. When you go through to Golden Arrows, there also is last season's top goal scorer.
Yes.
What's shining for
Dion.
Yep. Already,
this is... 5, Mike. 5. We're short somewhere.
Well, of course, it is Golden Arrows and Stellies who also had their encounter. 3 points for Abafana Best 10 there. And this is also really a great route for them when you look at the Golden Arrows side. They want to go play that semi-final second leg on a positive route after that win at the weekend. So really, really great for them. And, of course, Sele Dion always able to score the goals.
Yeah, no, I think Golden Arrows are cooking. They're onto something. They are seriously onto something, and they might challenge the top teams this season. The organization, the confidence on the ball, but also having an outright number 9 that is able to have that composure in front of goal is quite impressive.
I mean, this season, Golden Arrows are looking smooth and suave. They've got Pizza Dlata, they've got new drip. They're looking nice from Kabelo. So Golden Arrows actually are quite the golden dragon this season.
And what I love about them, it's a team that is made up of just unknown players. You know, willing to play for the coach, willing to play for the club. And I think those are players that want to establish themselves. You know, even when they walk onto the pitch, you can see with Abafana Baitemba in German, you know, to say we can take the. I saw them against Sundowns, and I felt, I think if they build onto that, they are one of the teams to watch this season.
Well, we definitely have had a wonderful, wonderful evening of Betway Premiership football tonight. We have 4 goals at Princess Magogo Stadium, a 7-goal thriller out at Loftus Versfeld. And I'm still trying to figure out what Jimmy was claiming with regards to that picture with Mangete. AI, back in 1992.
Yeah, I mean, in Super Sport, there's always been ahead of time.
In the splendor of high definition. Well, for myself, Tatu Moeng, Amanda Tamini, and Jimmy Tower.